Identify central idea in summarized texts. The central idea is the main point or the central message that the author is trying to make in an informational text. So we're going to look for clues within the details of the text. We want to pay attention to the who, what, when, where, and why of the text. By looking at those, we will be able to determine what the author's central idea is. A key thing to remember is the central idea is not going to be just a minor detail. It's going to be the point of the text. Let's consider a passage on the life cycle of a bee. The central idea could be that a bee goes through several stages in its life. Okay, so this passage is going to give us an overview of the bee's life cycle. So our central idea is going to be an overview of the cycle. A minor detail in the story will be that a bee has wings. Okay, so that's not the point of the text, it's just a detail. But the bee getting its wings is part of its life cycle. So those minor details can help point us to that central idea. Now, main idea and central idea, while they are similar, there are some differences. Both are going to focus on the central overarching message about the particular topic. Also, main idea and central idea are both implicit, which means that we need to make an inference to determine what they are. Where the difference lies is in the type of text. Typically, we're going to find a main idea within literary texts, whereas the central idea will be in an informational text. Let's read through this brief example. NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, a group of highly educated and trained scientists and researchers believe that humans have only explored approximately 5% of the world's oceans. Only 5%. Think about that. That means 95% of the oceans have not been explored. The ocean world remains an incredible mystery. It is not surprising then when ocean scientists discover something new or something that contradicts their previous understanding. So, what is the central idea of this paragraph? As we consider, there's some points that we need to remember. The main idea is going to focus on the central message or point that the author is trying to make. So pay attention to the details in the passage. Let's think about the who, what, when, where, and why. Also, think about how those details are related with one another, because that's going to answer the question of what is the overarching point. Looking at these things together will give us the central idea of the paragraph. In this case, the central idea is, so little is truly known about the ocean that it still remains a mystery to scientists. Some of the key points in the text that lead us to this conclusion of the central idea are as follows. Scientists believe that only 5% of the oceans have been explored. Not only that, but they're not really surprised by any new discoveries or contradictions to what they thought they knew about the oceans. And then we have the quote, "The ocean world remains an incredible mystery." All of these together lead us to believe that scientists and us in general don't really know that much about the ocean. It still is a mysterious place to us. As we take the TABE test, there are going to be instances where we will need to provide a summary of informational texts. So not only will we need to figure out that central idea, but be able to briefly describe what the text is about. So remember that a summary is just a basic recap of the text. The idea is that it is supposed to be short and to the point. A good summary of informational text will include all of the central ideas. And we want to make sure that we use any of the important details that support those central ideas. In addition, the summary should follow a logical order. So we want to make sure that we incorporate transitional words and elements. Typically, there are going to be two types of summaries of informational texts. An objective summary focuses only on the facts. There's no personal feelings or opinions in the summary. An example of this would be a bee goes through several stages in its life. It starts out as an egg, becomes a larva, then develops into an insect. Okay, this is simply the facts. No one's opinion about the bee life cycle is in this summary. A subjective summary will include personal thoughts and opinions. So make sure that you pay attention to specific key words to help you determine whether or not it's an opinion. So a good subjective summary is, a bee has a rough life. After barely surviving into adulthood, it has the dreadful task of searching endlessly for pollen. In this case, referring to the bee's life as rough and using the term dreadful, these are key words that help clue us in that, this isn't necessarily a fact. This is an opinion that's based on facts. So as you consider summaries, pay attention to those words so that you can best make a determination whether or not it's a just solid fact-based objective summary or if it is an opinion-based subjective summary.